We will start from the beginning of Mechzat Tziyur. Not spending much time because we're doing, but just start from a starting point. The line begins with the word ha-koach ha-hu. The Rebbe is pointing out, explaining a very important principle. That the koiches that are mislavish in kelim, they function through the kelim. And thus, in order for them to come to execution, to practical, effective action, there is a process. It does not come automatically out of the koyach. There's a koyach, and there is such an intent, it goes and it does it. Everything is planned and is prejudged, so to speak.
Predetermined?
Determined is too much. Yeah, predetermined. There is a projection. There is a projection what is going to be and how it's going to be. It does not come a direct connect. That's what we start being. ha-koach ha-hu leads me to, okay, this is, I hope you can find it's not difficult. As an example of Mechzat Tziyur. Pointed out that the Rebbe goes into relatively great detail in talking about Tziyur, and there is a reason for this. And we will try to identify that reason. Tziyur is drawing. Tziyur, making forms.
I got no worry.
What?
Stop.
Harei yesh bo zeh limud. In that function, Mechzat Tziyur, there is a limud, there is a process of learning, ba'asiyas hakavin, learning how to make those lines. Okay, Gavna. That explains himself by the way. Besides, in addition to the understanding of what in Hatzir is, in Hatzir is a very profound. It's a talent. Everybody sees the face of a person. Everybody sees whatever he sees. But to be mitzayer and to see how this is actually can be rendered in lines on paper, that is already a separate chush. That's a separate talent. The similar thing is in music. To the average person, music is one continuous sound. All the variations are just a continuous sound of the same bass. A fine musician who detects the nuances of the music, the different notes, and the different emphasis of the notes. There is a strong emphasis and a light emphasis, and all that. He has completely different experience with this music. And therefore, for him to produce a piece of plain simple music, he has to really contemplate, okay, how do you produce it? Which note are you going to emphasize? Which note are you going to make light? And how quickly are you going to bypass this note? How quickly are you going to, and how much lingering you're going to give it, and so forth.
There's also some instruments you can give intonation to the notes.
What?
Some instruments you can bend the sound and give intonation.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah,
intentions.
That's right. Emphasis.
Subjective thing.
All that needs to be contemplated. All that takes time. Has to be learned. It is not, even though internally in the music, in the mind, it's there, but in order to produce it, it needs to be It needs to be learned, because anything coming from the keli doesn't come directly from the source. Therefore, it has to be planned out and it has to be produced appropriately.
What's the last point? Anything coming from the source does not come directly?
No. If it comes from the source, it comes directly.
Oh.
But then it's pure, and then doesn't have the distinction between different notes and different things. It's one
whole cloth.
Whole cloth, one sound.
Uh-huh. Right. So here we're talking about the way things are procedural, the way the koyach is.
That's right. We're talking about the koyach. That's right. So we're saying that the koyach pnimi, that mislabish in the keili, in order for that koyach to come out and function, it takes time between the decision to do it and the execution of it.
A quick question concerning the music. There is the intellectual perceptions of the note when you read a piece of music, and then there's for your pianist there's the execution with the hands. Are we distinguishing this, or this is all part of the keli process?
Every step has to be understood. There's a difference in how you produce music on a violin or a piano.
Yeah.
Or a guitar for that matter. Yes, of course. But the Rebbe chose to talk about tziyur. And he's speaking of this, says, there has to be a projection in the seichel, ba'asiyas hakavin, in just how you make those lines on the paper. And this is levad ha'askola. This is besides the haskola, the understanding of the guf in hatziyur, in the yin, in the principle of tziyur, of rendition, of that which is going to come out of this, of all these lines. Shagam mi sheyesh le chushat b'tziyur, for even one who has a talent in drawing, in painting, tzorich limud b'zeh. Even he has to train and learn in this at that level of how to produce the lines in a manner that they fit, that they blend with each other and blend with the painting. And here is one important thing. V'yesh bozeh hashorah v'seichel. In this there is hashorah v'seichel. There is a projection in the seichel. Eich shehi etnuas hayad. How the hand should move. Not just what you want to produce, what kind of line you want to produce. What type of hand movement is appropriate to produce this line. We have an accomplished musician here, Michael Pius. He's a concert pianist. He spent many years, and he's an expert on this. If you watch him, when he sits down by piano and puts his hand on the piano, the way he puts his hand on the piano is unique to him, to the musician. If you watch him, he moves his hands in a certain way, and he puts them down.
You know what? I happen to take piano lessons now, and there's an exact position of the hand towards the keyboard, and there's only one position. And whenever you train how to move the hands, there are movements of the hand going like this that are extremely precise.
Uh-huh.
That's for the training there's only one way to execute.
I see. Okay, so that's what the Rabbi is talking about. So it's not just how to produce the music; it's how to move, how to produce a sound, and how to hold the hand. All that because the koyach. This is all the hanegina. The koyach isn't because it's mislabish, completely mislabish in the hand, in the keli. Therefore, the keli has to be trained to bring out and allow the ruchnius, the oil of the snigun to come forth. You can't just produce music because you know which notes go in there. There's a neshama inyan behind it.
See, I'm sorry to go back to this, but there's two parallel processes. There's the reading of the music, it means the knowing of the notes, and then there's the execution with the hand for the violinist or the piano. It's two different processes.
That's right.
That's part of the training.
No, okay, the Rebbe is talking about training of the hand, training of the producing of the sound itself, the hand movement. Okay. This is training. The understanding of the music, this is achush. This is a very neshama.
Okay.
But training of the hand, that's on the koyach level. And that also is affected by the seichel. Okay, the line how to move the hand according to the hashorah, according to projection of the seichel. The seichel is one teaches the hand how to move. The seichel does not only teach the hand what to produce, but how the hand should move in order to produce it properly. The calls this entire process. Tzorish Hiyazman requires an elapse of time. V'imun Yodov and the training of the hand, uregilus, and also practice. You can train the hand, and then you have to practice to get used to it. In the similar in Yanag Bechol Mashpia Makabel. This is true in any situation of Mashpia Makabel. We spoke about the term mashpia a while ago. Mashpia is not a teacher. A teacher teaches, so to speak, the keli. He teaches the tangible part. Mashpia is the one who gets the Talmud to understand what is it about. Open up the Talmud, grow out in the Talmud, his chush, his neshama element. Get the Talmud to connect with his neshama to what he's learning, not just externally to learn how to execute. Mashpia, the word mashpia means one who affects. Malamed he teaches. Mashpia is affects. And so mashpia or makabel, but there is a relationship between mashpia, one who affects, and makabel who accepts the ashpah. This is important. In order that the mashpia should be able to mashpia, the makabel has to accept the ashpah, because he cannot simply hear what the mashpia says and translate it in his own way. Then it's not. He loses the whole mashpia. Mashpia or Makabel connects, unites with the Mashpia, and he senses what the Mashpia is teaching him, and then he reflects it in his own mind and his own heart. And this is what the Rabbi is saying over here. As in any situation, Mashpia or Makabel. And Rabbi, I said, distinctly uses mashpia, not the malamed. Or mekabel, not the one who learns, but the one who accepts. he accepts the hashpah. He internalizes it. Tzorich li is hashara ba-mashpia. There has to be a projection in the mashpia, eich la-hashpia, how to produce and how to affect the inyan sheyiya lefiyerech ha-mekabel. What is his major concern? Sheyiya lefiyerech ha-mekabel, that which he bestows should be in proximity to the mekabel, that a mekabel should be able to relate to what he is mashpia to him. Because the point is not just to know it, but the point is to bring out and to relate to it. But tzorich li is hachona be'hamekabel, and then also in the mekabel himself there has to be this preparatory stage sheyuchal lekabel haseichel, that he should be able to accept the seichel, not just to learn again, but to accept it. Accept means that he should be able to relate to it. He should acclimate. He should claim it to himself. This is my seichel. This is not what I learned, but this is what I understand. This means a mekabel. Then the Rebbe says, phenomenal thing.
This is not what I learned, this is what I understand.
This is
saying
what I am. Yeah, that's right.
This is what I am. Saying
Yeah.
he heard it first from the mashpia, but he's hearing something that he innately has, and then he develops it and relates to it. Would that be?
That's true, but that's not the process. The process is, of course, he innately has. The point is that he comes to the mashpia, opens up, and lets the mashpia open him up. Let the mashpia, he does not scrutinize. There are two ways of learning. There are talmidim who he learns and he judges. Do I agree with what he is teaching me or not?
Okay, that's training or learning, let's say.
And then he says, I agree. Even if he agrees, it remains a foreign thing.
Secondary.
But if he lets him mashpia, and he opens up and he receives the hashpah, then it's a completely different thing.
Right, and this hashpah is an articulation of him himself, or it's something from the outside, or neither? I think
The hashpah, the mashpia gives.
yes.
The hashpah is taking his own seichel and framing it in a way that the makabel could relate to it.
His own seichel, meaning the mashpia's seichel.
That's right.
So in a way, he's introducing a new mindset to him, which is unknown to the student, but yet it is also innate. I mean,
He has seichel. We spoke about before the oil has seichel. Actually, I asked the question on the WhatsApp, why the extended discussion about Malachas Hatziyur, making the covenant and all that. I want to make the point now. There is the koyach haseichel and there is the oil haseichel. Oil haseichel means the sense in the person that there is a right way to do things. This world is not haphazard. It's not a free-for-all. It's not a desert. It's an inhabited land, meant for it to be inhabited. It has an inherent intent of being habitable. This is the sense that there is that you're living in this world is a reality. You're not just living on Mars. You're living here where you belong. This is the reality, so to speak, of human life. Seichel also the same thing. There's oil ha-seichel. Oil ha-seichel means the principle that there is such a thing as right and wrong. The Torah said, in the Torah there's mitzvahs, along many mitzvahs about being honest. You should not you should not fool one another. If you buy something, you should buy it for the right price and pay for it correctly. So all kinds of things. These are all simple world level rules. Where's it coming to the Torah? It's allowed in the Torah that you should not misrepresent a product and fool your fellow. What is that? That's a human rule. This is not a Torah rule. You have to understand this. It is a Torah rule. Why is it a Torah rule? Because when you misbehave, like we said the other, you're violating the godly presence in the world. It's not just you're just insulting your fellow men. You're violating the reality of the world. The spirit in the world that makes the world be is the divine presence. This is what gives the world the principle that is a right and a wrong. And this is the source of all the right and wrong rules. And this is reflected in the fact that in Torah there are many mitzvahs about benor v'chaveirei. That when you learn it, you start laughing. If you sell or if you buy, you should not misrepresent to each other. That's taken for granted. It's a mitzvah in the Torah. A mitzvah in the Torah means that God Himself is involved in this.
So, okay, we were talking about the teacher guides the musician's hands, the mashpia gives him a sense of the purpose or the meaning.
No.
We said what the mashpia teaches becomes the student's reality, not just knowledge that he acquires.
Okay. I know you're going to rephrase it, and then we'll lose the point. And the reason you rephrase it is because you come from a different world. Can you tell the fly to get off me?
Fly, get away.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm not sure what the it, rephrase it, what's the it? I'm not sure what we're...
Whatever I'm saying, you phrase it in technical terms.
Yeah, I'm trying to catch what's being said.
I know.
Okay.
And I don't want you to catch it. I want you to feel it, to sense it, to sense its truth. Because it has when you want to catch it, you make it right on the basis of how it frames out.
Uh-huh.
The Torah says you should not fool one another. Oh, that's very obvious. But no, there is a much deeper and much more significant aspect behind it. And this is what Torah wants you to sense. This is what mashpia wants you to rise up to. This is why many times, you say the right thing, and I say, no, please, don't go there. Use the lotion of the mimer. The Rebbe goes to oil ha-seichel instead of koya ha-seichel. There's a reason for that. Because oil ha-seichel is direct reflection of the neshama. Koya ha-seichel is a koyach in the hand or in the mind. And this is why the Rebbe goes through a long discussion about koyach ha-tziur, that he has to project how to move the hand. Listen to this. How to move the hand. Not how to make a line. How to the hand movement. What is that? What does that reflect? How to move the hand is where the hand becomes one thing with the neshama, or with the seichel. The hand is not merely a tool by which you produce a line. The movement of the hand is commensurate to the way the seichel thinks. Not what it thinks, but how it thinks. This is the union from a real refinement of the oil ha-seichel. This is true in the Tziyur, and we spoke about music, and the similar union. And surely, when it comes to learning seichel, we're not learning the technicalities of the seichel. We're learning the oir ha-seichel. How can you learn ha-seichel? The ha-seichel is something which is inherent in your neshama. Absolutely. I can show you things that you yourself recognize, and then you will relate to it and say, "Oh yeah, that is a different level of my own seichel. I recognize it." Okay, so I'm going to start again in the line of the
Can I ask something?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, go ahead.
Is it to say that the same as the yad is a kaila to the oira cycle? So now he's comparing with the mashpia and the mushpa, makabel, is also like in this mushlet is like the yad.
I'm not following. Do it again.
Needs to be a kaila to the oil of the koyach.
The kaila for the oil seichel is the brain.
Now we speak about the chishat tzir and the yad. The yad needs to be image to be able to be makabel what the koyach is, what the chush is.
No. The hand does not appreciate the chush. Hand appreciates only the fine lines, how to produce it on paper. The hand will not produce a picture, and it's not translated at the hand level. When the hand focuses on the picture, on the painting, it focuses how to make the lines, how to hold the hand to make the lines that they should fit with the picture. The picture, it remains in the mind.
The hand needs iman and it needs regilas.
That's right, but it's all. That's right. It is all in producing the kavin, so that you're rendering the picture correctly. But the picture itself remains in the mind.
Okay, is it to say now that the makabel of the mushpa is like the hand? He needs iman and regilas to be able to be makabel from the mashpia.
So in talking about seichel, there are also levels there too. There is the technicalities of the seichel, the logical progress of the seichel. But then the mashpia insists and shows the makabel how the logical process of the seichel is not what the whole seichel. The whole seichel, the reason he understands it is not because it's logically structured. The reason he understands it is because he has the oil ha-seichel, because he can relate to it. And that's what the mashpia draws its attention to. And there the mashpia speaks not to his brain, he takes it to his chush, to his nefesh. So don't you see this?
But to what does it mashpia makabel to what was said before?
I didn't hear.
To what does he compare the mama? What does he compare the mashpia and the makabel to what was being said before?
In the tziyur there is the hand. In the makabel there is the plain brain, the seichel, the practical seichel. But this is not what the mashpia is teaching him. This is like teaching the makabel, teaching the hand how to make lines. How to make lines is not the aim. The aim is that the lines should be reflective of something higher, reflective of the tziyur. So the line should have a refinement in it. And for this you have to know how to hold your hand. This is already where the koyach becomes affected, illuminated by the oil. The chush hatziyur is an oil thing, is an neshama. This cannot be taught. You can go to art school, you can never get chush hatziyur from the art school. Either you have it or you don't have it. You can learn how to copy things, but not to produce a real painting, because you don't have that in your chush. So in seichel it's the similar thing. The koyach has seichel, the oil has seichel, which you have to be open to the oil has seichel, to your neshama. And this is where the mashpia plays a very important role. Mashpia has to correctly direct his makabel that he should focus on the oil rather than on the kelim.
In a sense, because everyone has seichel, so everybody has a degree of chush in Megina and Tziyur.
Go on.
Or no, because seichel goes in certain areas, not in others, by different people.
We don't understand. Everyone has koyach seichel. For example, everyone can learn how to speak. That's seichel. But not everyone can explain that seichel in a way that it lives. You can render it in structure. But to bring life out of it, this is a separate thing. This is what the mashpia is about. Because the mashpia sees it from a higher view. It's like we have over the Mosul. You're looking down from the Empire State Building onto the labyrinth of streets. You see all the streets, but you don't see the streets on the way they're structured. You see they merge. You see the reality of it. This is the